Okay, so I'm going to use this video to show you all how to set up the dimensions and how we go about labeling our objects. So when we created our different layers, we went ahead and created a layer called dimension lines, and we gave it, in this case, blue, the color blue, and that line was a continuous line type, continuous line type, or solid line, and then our line weight, we had that as default. Alright, so we can go ahead and switch to that layer, which is dimension lines now. Right, but before, let's go through the dimension settings. Right, so we go to annotate, and then we go to the dimensions panel, and to the bottom right of the dimension panel we click this little arrow to get the properties. Okay, so first of all you would select standard, and then we will modify this, right? And we're going to go through each of the tabs. So the first tab, we have lines. Alright, first tab, which is lines. Alright, so we're just going to go through it and see how my settings are, and you can mimic the same and make your adjustments to suit. Alright, so dimension lines, the color, line type, line weight, I kept that as default. The baseline spacing, I put that as 2. Right, extension lines, everything here was kept as default as well. Extend beyond dimension lines, 2. Offset from origin, I put that as 3. I leave fixed length extension lines unchecked. Alright, moving on to the tab symbols and arrows. Okay, so I left my arrowhead as the closed filled, right, and I put the arrow size to 4. Alright, center marks, I put mark, I put 0.9, dimension breaks 2. Alright, proceeding, the arc length symbol, proceeding dimension text. Right, so I want the arc length symbol to be after the dimension text. Right, radius or jog dimension, jog angle 45 degrees, jog height factor, text height, I put that as 6. Alright, text, we left that as default standard by block, none. I do not want the frame around the text. The text placement, vertical centered, horizontal centered, view direction left to right, offset from dimension line 0.5. Right, I could probably increase this to 1. Text alignment, I like mine's horizontal. Fit, extend text or arrows, that's the fit option. Text placement besides the dimension line. Scale for the dimension features, use overall scale, I have that as 1. These 2 are unchecked. Primary units, well, decimal, the precision, these are the linear dimensions. The unit format, decimal, precision is 0. Round off, I have that as that. Measurement scale, scale factor 1. Angular dimensions, decimal degrees, precision is 0. Right, alternative units or alternate units, I left that as it, and tolerance, I left that as it. Right, then I clicked OK and I set as current. Okay, and then I close. Now, what I usually do is for my isometric drawings, I would give 3 main dimensions. So I'll give this length, right? I can give the height, the width, and I will go one more with the angular. So the multi-leader, let me just show you the settings that I have for this one time. Modify, right? So the leader, let me show you how to get into this real quick. So under the annotate tab, under leaders, the leaders panel, the same arrow that leads us to the settings or the properties, we make sure it's select to standard, we modify. So the leader format, arrowhead size, I use that as 4 because that's what I have for my ordinary dimension lines, and the break line size, I use that as 3, right? Maximum leader points 2, automatically include landing, yes, I click that. Set landing distance, and I put it as 1. Actually, I'm going to increase it to 2. Scale, you just leave it as that. Content, these are the settings for content, right? Then we click OK, and then we click set as current, and we can close, right? And I'll click multi-leader, and I'll just click any part outside of my circle, and then I click here. Right, now the diameter of this circle is 20, right? So what we'll do, we need to get the diameter symbol. So we click symbols, all right? If you don't see if you don't see the symbol here, you go to Other, and then a window will open, right? So it's the character map, and then you look for the diameter symbol within here. So when you click it, you press select, and you close this, right? And then it will appear in the list here, right? So I want to click diameter, and the diameter is going to be 20. Press enter, and there we have it. Our diameter of the circle set to 20. I'll bring this in a bit. Right. So these are basically how our dimension goes for our drawings.